Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the UVA LCS. My name is Seamus Seamus Anderson, joined by Zach Late September Royce, and we are here with the second quarterfinal match of the Spring Split. You with us, Zach? Oh. I think we might have lost Zach.
I guess this is the part where I unmute my mic, huh?
This is the part where you unmute your mic. You are... We'll make a caster out of you yet.
Someday, maybe.
One day. Well, so here we are. You and I are both paused at 9 seconds, and I guess on the count of 3, 2, 1, go, we go. So 3, 2, 1, go. 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12. Perfect.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the quarterfinal match between Seasons Greeters on the blue side and Steven's New Republic on the red.
Yes. Welcome to the game.
So, let's talk about these team compositions. Ooh, hold on. Level 1 action might be happening right now, but actually the Steven's New Republic is backing away. They had the vision control, but they were just too afraid of the level 1 potential, I guess.
Well, you know, I mean, yes, it is a New Republic. Maybe they are attempting some peaceful negotiations with their opponents. But Seasons Greeters having nothing of that.
Nope.
Pushing them off that ward. Getting that key vision that probably won't mean much, but could mean something. They'll at least know where the jungler starts, at least on which side. I'm not sure to what degree they track that kind of thing, but they'll know.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, so to talk about the team comps, first thing that I notice is that, and you've cast more of their games than I have, but Seasons Greeters did some sort of a role swap.
Yeah.
I think.
Interestingly enough, poor Akimata is playing mid lane, and on Morgana no less. A bit of a curious pick.
Yeah, I wonder what the pick ban looked like that they got into this situation.
And Pyrrhic Shadow, actually, who used to play a lot of mid lane at least, is now playing jungle Wukong. So it looks like role swaps all around. The narrative of this game is that in the second half of the split, Steven's New Republic won 4 out of 5 of their games. They beat the highest seeded team in this division, but late September, you know who they lost to? They lost to the Seasons Greeters.
Wait, really?
Yes, so they beat Yatium, but lost to SG, and the Seasons Greeters, the blue team, beat them 2 times throughout the split. And even with the Steven's New Republic kind of on a hot streak, they weren't able to overcome their rivals in the regular season. We'll have to see if they can do so in the playoffs, because it's do or die here.
Yeah, definitely a high pressure situation, and it's always tough when you go into that playoff game knowing that you haven't beat the team yet.
Right.
You have to ask yourself, is it, can we?
It's a big mental block, especially if you take down the top seeded team and then you can't beat this other team. Maybe they're just your kryptonite.
Yeah, I could see that. So hopefully maybe these role swaps will give them the edge or the differentiation factor from previous games. So
Well, that's the Zine split landing, but Dywinner is just gonna chomp Kaiser up, but Kaiser's gonna go towards Shinobi, who instantly exhausts, and Shinobi's gonna get stunned up here. Sibeli's trying to trade damage down, but he's a very, very low Corgi. Flash from Shinobi to the stun, the exhaust coming down, the heal coming out, the flash as well. Last Kaiser might be able to turn this around on Shinobi, and that's gonna be first blood to the Lucian. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Pyrrhic Shadow. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Flashing forward for the kill, but isn't able to get it, so that's first blood for the Seasons Greeters.
Yeah, that was so much action. Lucian got so low for so long, but he just managed to kite it out, and Dywinner, right, like you said, just kind of kept licking away.
Got the stun off. He had 2 feasts, I think, that fight.
It's tough. You let Tom Kench go, he'll just CC the whole team for days.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there was some action in the mid lane too. I thought there was a chance that Pyrrhic Shadow was going to go down after that dive, but the turret didn't quite aggro onto him, so he was just out of range. Very good play by him not to get caught up there.
Yeah, we'll see though whether or not Tom Ifoyo Coles tries to harass Pyrrhic Shadow at all. Oh, he's gonna run to squiggly lines. Shyvana Pre-6 isn't known for her ganking potential.
No, no, but I think that's mainly due to a lack of CC and initiation.
Mm-hmm.
When they're walking into you, you can still kind of do some damage to them.
That's true.
It all depends.
Well, it seems as if that little altercation there didn't really result in anything.
Yeah.
Poor Akimata is starting to get a nice CS advantage. CS advantages across the board, actually, in both the mid lane, bot lane, and in the jungle.
Yeah, just a top lane. There's a slight differentiation, or differential rather, for squiggly lines over Botox. But I think you're right. That gold lead is starting to already creep up there. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Bless you. A little bit under the weather with the allergies coming up.
I am.
Unlucky.
But nothing gets me going like a good game of League of Legends.
Good point.
I'm looking forward to feeling a lot better as this game continues.
No,
Hopefully it'll be a good game.
Botox needs to be careful here. Gets stunned up, flashes away from Pyrrhic Shadow, who might be on the chase. He is gonna take a lot of damage from Botox. Oh, he aggroed the turret there. Pyrrhic Shadow, this jungle Wukong, has not been working out too hot so far.
Yeah, he just keeps diving under towers, and I mean, when you have a Morgana mid lane and a Nautilus top lane, which are essentially just two CC machines, you have to question, you know, that decision making. I wonder if maybe, like you said a little bit earlier, maybe there's that mental block, like we gotta get ahead early if we're gonna beat this team, and they're just kind of pushing it, pressuring it too hard, trying to force things.
Be the case. That's the second kill now for the Season's Greeters, and 6 minutes in, they find themselves with a 2,000 gold lead. Sibeli went for Cole, so opting for that more mid-game power spike, which I'm not sure whether or not getting Cole on Corki is worth it, because you got to get your Trinity Force as soon as possible, and it helps you get closer to it, but Trinity Force costs a lot of gold.
Yeah, I'm curious. Normally, I wonder how much CS it takes to get Trinity Force. I'm guessing like close to 80.
Oh yeah, it's like 4,000 gold, I think, or 3,800 gold. So,
Yeah.
Lots.
So I think you're right. I don't think the call will have quite popped by that point.
It's got to be more than 80, I feel like.
Well, if they average like 20 CS or 20 gold per CS, yeah, that'd be 80.
No, that'd be 1,600.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot more than 80. But considering kills and like turrets and stuff like that kind of factors. You're not a math major, no worries.
Yeah, it's alright. Any potential employers who are watching this VOD, just know that if we were talking about numbers and dollars, like business stuff, you know, I could do that. But when it's gold, I guess that's kind of like dollars.
Kaiser just wanted to go in, and the Zenith Blade came out, but when you have the Tom Kench, there's just no way to really engage onto a carry. Oh, Squiggly Line dueling Botox right now on the top lane. Botox has done a lot of damage. He has the red buff. That Nautilus doing so much damage. Flash away from Squiggly Line. Will he go down? Yes, he does.
That was the strangest duel. I felt like, I don't know if you felt this way, but
wait a second.
What?
Was it Squiggly Lines with the red buff? Wait, there was definitely a red buff involved, wasn't there?
I think it might have been.
Totally be making that up.
I don't know. I just know that I guess.
Yeah, there was a red buff because Wukong died with red buff and Nautilus had
gave
that.
it to Nautilus. Yeah, exactly. Because I felt like there was so many moments, right, where Botox was CC'd or not quite on top, but like Poppy's health just kept going down. When
yeah.
That red buff that you were talking about.
Did you know that red buff actually heals you for a percentage of your HP as well?
I had no idea.
So not only the true damage there, but the red buff also giving Botox the health he needed to win that fight. Really kind of unfortunate for Squiggly Lines in that scenario.
Yeah, it's when you have no other alternative but to just flame your jungler for feeding top laner that.
Okay, I definitely thought you were gonna go with a different approach, like perhaps maybe not take that fight when you already are killed behind, but flaming your jungler is another option.
When you're top lane, I don't know if you understood this, but top lane is a lane for men. And you go up there and you fight the other guy until one of you dies.
Exactly.
That's how or one of you teleports bottom and gets double kill. That's how top lane works.
If top lane, oh, hold on, Akimata. Oh, he's gonna get flash and knocked up. Here comes Tama for a close. That's the Morgana binding landing. Pyrrhic Shadow gets taken down. Late September, every single time we've seen Pyrrhic Shadow gank, he has just died. This is a really unfortunate start for the jungler of Steve's New Republic.
It's tough. I mean, you have a pushing lane in Morgana and a pushing lane in Nautilus. And then what's the bot lane? Bot lane's kind of even. But you would expect that he should have these opportunities to gank where these people aren't under tower. But all 3 ganks, he's managed to find his way under the tower. I don't know. Maybe it's just too much aggression. Again, it starts to snowball, right? It kind of reinforces itself as you're 3 kills behind and you want to force a play. You want to get back in the game. And so you go for the aggressive under the tower dive. And then you just end up putting yourself further and further behind.
Yeah, and further behind is absolutely the scenario we're seeing right now. As Pyrrhic Shadow is down nearly 30 minions. Tom Coles is on a ward, so Pyrrhic Shadow's getting help. Tom does have his flash, but no ulti. Takes a lot of damage here. Can he get the steal away? I don't think so. He's gonna go very, very low. Flashes, but doesn't flash away. And he goes down to Jiyun, but now they're on to Botox. It's a 1v3 situation. Nautilus ult is coming out, but Botox is being slowed consistently. Hooks away. Can he get out of this alive? The black shield coming out. I don't think it's gonna be enough. Jiyun is gonna be turned around though, but does pick up the kill.
Yep, definitely key there. I was surprised that Nautilus didn't flash over the wall. I wonder.
I'm surprised Tom didn't flash over the wall either. He sort of just flashed in the brush.
Yeah, and goodbye Fizz though, coming to help his jungler when they had that vision in their brush for sure.
Yeah, Tom he thought he was the sneaky player there in that situation, but oh, die winner. They're getting a teleport coming down. Last Kaiser is not able to get feasted up. Yes, he finally gets feasted, but he's taken a lot of HP so far. Here comes Botox, but it's not going to be enough for the season's greeters as 2 of their members just went down. Shinobi picking the kill. Die winner. Flash or teleport coming in from Morgana, who's black shielding herself, Binding, landed onto Corki, but they are in a 2v3 situation. They're going to be able to turn it around, though. Botox with a big damage as Shinobi gets the kill onto him. Here comes Tom, holds on Jihun as this fight is just going crazy. Tom is going to get knocked up, has his ulti available. Can he get out of this one alive? No, he gets knocked up by the steadfast presence from Squiggly Lines. And all is said and done, that worked out pretty well. Let's hope that Pyrrhic Shadow doesn't die for this. Okay, he doesn't. But the kill score is now 6-6.
Yeah, and that's great. I mean, a lot of trades there, but that's exactly what you're looking for when you're behind. You just want to accelerate the game, push it forward, increase the total gold earned by every team so that whatever differential you're at is marginalized.
Yeah.
But it's not just a trading that went on there.
I think they outright won it, honestly.
Yeah, I think that in terms of because they were down 4-0, right? Is that right? Oh, they're down 4-2.
They were down 4-2, right? So they 2 for 4.
2 for 4. Yeah, you'll take that any day of the week. And especially whatever day this was. Probably
So it was Wednesday?
Wednesday. Yeah, it's a great Wednesday. 2 for 4 on Wednesday.
Dude, that's a special Little John's.
Is it?
2 for 4 sandwich. I don't know. 2 sandwiches for $4? Holy crap,
crazy
that would be the best deal ever.
Louise, I would be at Little John's every single Wednesday.
I mean, to be fair, I'm at Little John's every single Wednesday anyway. Little John's is pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's like... It's good. It's really good. It's not amazing, but for the cost... And they give you chips and stuff.
See, that's where I disagree with you. I think for the cost, it's kind of a little bit pricey.
Really?
Like, when you think about what you're getting...
It's like $7 to $8. It's like a quality American sandwich.
It's a quality sandwich, but I'm never quite 100% full.
That's a good point.
I'm
That's
satisfied. I'm satisfied, but I'm not like in like 3 hours I'm gonna be like, I could eat again.
I think the taste is great.
Yeah.
For the cost, but it is a little bit not too much. You'd have to get a really stuffed sandwich to really make your money work.
There's probably things on their menu that fit the bill there if you were looking for pure wall quantity.
Needs to be careful. Oh, here, flash, invisible Pyrrhic Shadow coming in. The turret is still alive, and Tom Coles is taking turret aggro. Now it's on to Die Winner. They're taken very, very low, but can the rest of Season New Republic chase this? That Corky Rocket almost landed onto the flashing away Die Winner, but it looks like Season's Greeters might be able to get out of this one
down
alive.
From the top.
In the top lane, action between the 2 tanks, and Jiyun's gank in the bot lane was not successful, so no one ends up dying.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then we see a TP mid, which questionable, but ends up being fine. He's gonna get to farm out that lane.
That's interesting.
I was really surprised though that after Season's Greeters went so hard under tower for so long that no one ended up dying there.
Well, I think it's pretty well done by Season's Greeters, honestly. I'm not sure if that was more they played that well, or perhaps the New Republic played that poorly.
Yeah, I mean, they CC'd them under tower. I don't know.
But not perfectly, I think. I feel like
Oh,
they
you
could have
could
put a little bit more wombo in that combo.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard. It's really hard, especially when you're not a professional player, to properly layer CC.
Right.
Because Leona can CC someone for like 2.5 seconds between almost 3 seconds if you counter snare. But as soon as that ult lands, if you're Wukong, you're like,
Flash E from Squiggly Lines, but the black shield from poor Akimata means that he's having none of that.
yes. there will be no stunning of poor Akimata. Anyway, you immediately want to ult right when you're Wukong and everyone's stunned. But layering that CC so that you get the stun into the knock up into the snares is really important if you're gonna, especially when you're under tower.
Preventing the crowd control or preventing the ability to move between crowd control, you can mess that up on Leona on herself. Like you can layer CC improperly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you solar flare into her Q, just like double stun at the same time.
Yeah.
And you were saying that even for non-pros, but even pros, when it comes to coordinating crowd control properly and in team fights, especially in high pressure situations, that's not an easy skill to have.
No, definitely not. Yeah, it's definitely one thing, right, when you're ganking a lane or something, but during team fights, it's high pressure, you're trying to track 3 or 4 different people. Sometimes you just want to hit all your buttons. And it's not always the right option.
Yeah. Well, to take you in a bit of a different direction, taking a look at the kills are pretty much sort of evenly distributed. 2-0-1 mid laners on both sides, but let's look at the CS differential.
Okay.
Pretty massive on all fronts in favor of the season greeters.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that's where, well, we have those 2 towers down in CS. I guess that's where all of our gold differential is coming from, and it's pretty hefty. It's almost 4K that the New Republic's down by. Yeah, they have these easy to farm with, easy auto push mid lane and top lane, and they're just shoving the lanes over and over again. Meanwhile, if you're Fizz, you have to farm with your escape. Now they're down 3 towers. Definitely putting up a lot of pressure, Seasons greeters.
And one of the issues I feel like I can tell in oh, team fight coming out. A lot of damage from Pyrrhic Shadow. The TP from Botox coming in. Pyrrhic Shadow has taken a lot of damage himself though and gets slain by Tom Coles. Tom Coles in his dragon form finally gets taken down by Sibeli, and now it's Squiggly Lines onto Diewinner, but that is one very tanky Kench. He's going to go on to Last Kaiser, who gets eaten by the Kench instead, so he's getting out of there. And now it's Botox caught alone. He's pretty tanky. Sibeli's going to get the kill onto Kaiser, and Botox finally gets taken down. Oh, he flashed away and still got hit by that auto attack. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, and when you have to, okay, it's not over yet. I thought it was.
Maybe.
Not over.
Baron Herald isn't the most healthy of minions.
No. I can tell that Frank really just wants to like flash in there and ult.
Ooh, Sibeli
Oh, you might do it.
Up. Oh, that's the Corky low. Shinobi's low. Squiggly Lines is kind of full.
Really
Black Shield coming down. Steadfast Presence is used as well by Squiggly Lines. Sibeli, can he get out of that? Just Falc's over. I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah, the tough fight for Seasons greeters there, but good on.
Hold on.
Just when I thought it was over.
Oh, Squiggly Lines might be in trouble here. He's gonna get slowed down. He doesn't have flash. There comes the Fizz ulti. Poor Akimata lands his ult. Valky is coming in though. The package from Sibeli, forcing poor Akimata to flash away, but Jiyun's not done with him yet. The binding might mean the end of that chase though, and Sibeli's coming back again. Poor Akimata without flash is red buff down and does get slain by Sibeli, who is going haywire on this Corky. 5 kills in his favor.
Yeah, really great positioning and rocket usage. Maybe it's just the fact that the New Republic is peeling so well for this Corky, but he's just outputting a ton of damage.
Last Kaiser taken to half HP. He has his summoners available. Might need to use them here. There goes the heal. There goes the flash as well. So the Lucian gets out alive.
The cost of 2 summoners. Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
Not ideal, and I'm not exactly sure what he was doing there either. I guess he was just trying to help his team, but his team was not there, so it's that's tough.
That is indeed. Herald in favor of Sibeli. They're looking to take their first turn of the game. The kill score is in their favor, but they are behind in terms of total gold.
Yeah, it's just CS. And
not able to get the turret. Pyrrhic Shadow might be in trouble now. Ult to get away, but he is still caught under that turret vision. A 2-man ulti from the Poppy will mean the end of that team fight, I feel like, but they weren't able to take the turret.
Smart ult by Poppy. That was definitely a fight that was going to potentially turn on them under tower. So it's good, I think, smart to just kind of regroup. I mean, in this kind of situation, right, your team was down by a lot, you were trying to force things, nothing was working out, then you get some kills, get some more kills, get the Rift Herald. Your blood is pumping, you're thinking, okay, we can snowball this, let's push it. But sometimes you just gotta take a step back and breathe and come up with what's our next step. And it's normally not a ram. So I think in that situation, you know, part of you wants to just go for broke and take that team fight, but I don't think it was a good fight. Pretty smart by Poppy to just kind of end things and let the team regroup.
That being said, though, Steven's New Republic really needs to find themselves a couple of turrets soon. Yeah.
I think, you know, if we discounted the turret lead, the gold would probably be pretty even. So I think, I mean, New Republic, not the best sieging team. Corki's okay. But it's more of a team fight team, I think. And so if they're going to get these objectives, these towers, it's probably going to be off the back of a team fight win. So I think it's important that they probably just spread their vision, kind of maybe look for next dragon or something like that. Some sort of objective that they can fight over that's not going to necessarily shoot at them like a turret would. I'm not sure. Do we have dragon timers? Is there a way for me to check that?
Dragon timer, when it's 2 minutes till it spawns, it'll come up. Okay. So yeah, it's probably 2.5, 3 minutes out.
That can be tough too, you know, is when your team, you feel like you're coming back in this kind of situation, and the right answer is to just kind of do nothing for a little while, because there's, I mean, your comp just isn't designed to push objectives in this way. That can be tough. Because your brain's telling you, you know, push this advantage that you have, or this momentum, or this tempo, or whatever, but it's not always the best choice.
Well, we'll see. They're pushing their advantage in the mid lane as poor Akimana is going to get to the Zenith Blade barely going wide. Their Gion's taking so much damage from the Shyvana. Diving in, forces the Playful Trickster away, flashes for the kill, but is not able to get it. So that's a lot of disengaged used by Steven's New Republic, and this entire time there was a split push in the bot lane by Botox, and now Sibeli's going to be focused down. The Zenith Blade's going to go wide. Diewinner needs to use his Grey Hell. Last Kaiser gets taken down. Shinobi takes the anchor and takes a lot of damage as well. Maybe Botox can single-handedly turn this team fight around. The flashes for Pyrrhic Shadow, but is not able to get the kill. And that is the decoy Wukong, but Botox will he go down here? Oh, he makes it out alive, barely with that dredge line.
Yeah, we've seen some good dredge lines from Botox so far this game.
That still ended up being a 1-for-3 in favor of Steven's New Republic.
Yeah, they pull that turret down before Season's Greeters are able to set up a defense. And then they kite back really well, which it can be tough because there's a fair amount of engage on Season's Greeters. But I think the TP from Nautilus probably needed to come out a little bit sooner so that when the Shyvana was hitting from the front, the Nautilus could hit from the back. It was a little bit disjointed in how that they were coordinated there, and they ended up being able to just focus down the Shyvana and then, you know, kind of take out Season's Greeters one at a time, which is good for them. And they end up getting that first turret down, which is always nice to have. Maybe they'll be able to use that to pressure some of the other lanes. I know mid lane, mid turret, or outer turret is pretty important. When you lose that, it becomes a lot easier to set up vision around the river, and then you can rotate and take the top lane and the bottom lane a lot easier. So definitely a good objective to get down first.
The first of hopefully many for the Republic. Diewinner gonna get caught out, takes a lot of damage, forced to flash away, but the chase is still on. As Diewinner going down, but Pyrrhic Shadow gets bound up and takes a lot of damage from Akimata, and Tom Cole's picking up that kill. It's Jiyun getting shut down by Botox, and the rest of Season's Greeters are hunting down the members of Steven's New Republic. As Last Kaiser is able to pick up the kill into Shinobi, Squiggly Line gets a 2-man knockback and is chasing the Lucian down now, but I think he's just going to go down. And that is a 4 for 1 in favor of Seasons Greeters. It was the New Republic that started the fight, but it was the old Greeters that won it.
Yeah, and they're gonna get a lot out of this. I think probably. I don't know if they'll push the inhib. We'll see. At the very least, they'll get mid lane and top lane.
I was wondering if they would go for Baron, perhaps. Actually, doesn't look like they're going for top lane as well.
You know, that might actually be the right call because the respawns were a little bit faster than I think.
Respawns were fairly low right now. So I'm looking at this Morgana build right now, and there's someone in chat who isn't a big fan. I like the distortion boots when you're running teleport flash. The rest of the builds, magic resist just for the fizz is questionable. I almost feel like, or abyssal, but I feel like he probably just wants to flash in, use his ulti often, and just win the team fights outright.
I think that's fine. I mean, I don't know that you can ever really go wrong getting Abyssal Scepter on a mid lane unless there's just not a magic threat on the other team. It's just a really strong item. I think it's kind of undercosted currently. I think they were actually planning on changing that in PBE. So we'll see if that ends up coming through. But
Winner gonna get caught again. The blue team does secure the dragon. Last Kaiser gets stunned up. We'll see how he survives with this fight, or if he does at all. He doesn't seem like the Republic wanted him to survive as he went down very, very quickly. Ji-Yoon is going to be taken down by Tom Coles, though, and Tom Coles on the Shyvana is just so strong. Has been at Seder Devour for a while. Triple kill so far. Can he get the Quadra here? Botox has taken the kill, has won the team fight in his favor, but Tom Coles is able to secure the Quadra. And that is just the power of Shyvana. Their 80 carry went down instantly, but Tom Coles is so tanky and so strong.
Yeah, Shyvana, they try to nerf her. They kind of slowed down her early clear. It takes her a little bit longer to get to that point, but when she gets there, she's just a monster. She only needs like 1.5 offensive items, and she can just rip through a team if you don't CC her.
Well, considering how squishy the members of Steven's New Republic are, that's a full damage Wukong. That's a full damage Fizz. The Leona's kind of tanky. She has a locket, but she's not really tanky. The only real tank they have is Poppy.
Yep.
But even then, Shyvana's so effective at shredding teams with her percentage health damage, her AoE damage, the Hydra damage, her W damage, her burnout. It's just a pretty strong champion, especially if she gets to this point.
Yeah, it's all about winning the game before that, honestly. I mean, I know that Devourer Junglers is something that our team played around with a lot, and I think it's a good choice in the UVA LCS. I think there's really two approaches in kind of any situation. You either go with the early pressure or you go with the kind of scaling jungler. And if you can get to this point in the game with that scaling jungler, it's almost like you have an extra person on your team. Now Wukong, I guess, shouldn't be discounted because he can also do a lot of damage if he's let loose in the middle of a team.
I think the difference is though the tankiness between the two.
Right. He's a lot easier to focus, especially if you land a binding or Nautilus knockup or stun or something. There's a lot of CC on Seasons Greeters teams as well. Actually, both teams have a fair amount of CC. But
that winner's in focus again. I think we've seen this before. Pops that gray health, had the black shield on him as well, so I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah, lots of shields too.
Republic looking for Tom Coles. Oh, Ji-Yoon gets bound and taken down to half HP. One binding landing from the Morgana means pretty much anyone gets absolutely chunked. So they have to be careful. There's the dredge line onto Sibeli. They might try to focus as the turret is not aggroing. The last Kaiser dives in, but he's going to get taken very, very low. Forced to get feasted up there by Winner, but the fight is still coming up. Pirate Shadow decoys away. The knockback onto one member of Seasons Greeters. Botox is the focus here. He's going to be the first to fall in this team fight, but the members of Steven's New Republic are so very low. Squiggly lines are being chased by Tom Coles, who hasn't used his ulti yet, as Pirate Shadow picks up the kill on the Kaiser. That's a double kill so far for Akimata, who has basically been, for the most part, untouched in this team fight. He's actually, whoa! Shouldn't say untouched really there, as he went pretty dang low. But in the end, the Seasons Greeters were barely able to win that team fight.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if they have yet. I guess they have. That was really, really close.
Honestly, I'm a
That
little
like
bit
big.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm a little bit disappointed by Kaiser's positioning. It has been kind of crappy.
Well, I mean, he normally plays mid lane. In fact, he normally plays Assassin's mid lane, so maybe he's just sort of channeling his inner Zed and just diving into the enemy team. Not quite as effective on Lucian.
No.
But luckily, he has that Tom Kench to kind of pull him out of those tricky situations, and they end up winning the team fight, albeit close. But yeah, there was that like scrum right above the bush above the tower where just people were just dying. Like there was just so many moves going on, and everyone was standing on top of each other, and I couldn't even see what was happening.
Yeah,
but it was intense.
If that were a couple of millimeters to the right, I feel like the Season's Greeters would have taken turret aggro, and that would have been a much different fight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, Baron is the call from the Season's Greeters. They're gonna take the Baron very quickly, but it is in vision right now. But the Corki's in the bot lane. Ooh, Sibeli not being here for his team means that they have to steal this without their Corki. The Solar Flare coming down, lands onto a couple of members, flash over from Pyrrhic Shadow. Who's going to secure the Baron? Jilin gets taken very, very low. Does he go down? He picks up a kill before he does. And the Baron is still raining chaos from above right now. The Season's Greeters are winning this team fight. They don't even need the Baron. Sibeli finally makes it back and picks up a kill onto Tom Coles. But Squiggly Lines gets caught up. That's the follow from Botox. There is so much crowd control from the Season's Greeters composition. It's a 2v3 situation, but Steven's New Republic is oh so low. Squiggly Lines gets taken down. Sibeli gets caught up by Botox. Botox picking up another kill.
Jeez.
And Porokimata gets that one. No, it's Botox again with the shutdown. Oh, and they're double TPing.
Oh gosh, CLG, is that you?
Can they just end the game here? I think they can.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wow.
Pure Shadow's up in 10 seconds. Shinobi's up in 10 seconds as well. Poor Akimata is very, very low.
Yeah, it's a very timely minions spawn. I think that might just be enough to save them.
Here comes Shinobi, 143. Is going to get bound up before he can even attempt his Zenith Blade. But poor Akimata gets focused by Pure Shadow. Botox is trying to expect the Nexus here, but he has no mana, nothing to work with at all. He's just going to get crowd controlled and crowd controlled and crowd controlled.
He has so many shields. And the minions.
Oh, the inhib! The inhib respawned at
man.
just the right time.
Oh, that has to hurt so badly. I know Austin is probably not very happy at this moment.
Oh, no. They have to hear the indicator, though. They should have known that the inhib was coming up soon. I almost wonder whether or not late September, if they had waited for the minion wave to push and then teleported to maybe protect it, I don't know if that would have made the difference there.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fault them for just going for the win there. I mean, this game's been back and forth. Team fights have been so close, and they've just been able to pull them out.
That being said, though, the objective lead has just been in favor of Season's Greeters the entire time.
Yeah, you're right. They've been playing around objectives. Whereas I feel like the New Republic has been playing around team fights, just kind of trying to fight the opponent wherever they might be. I'm sure that there's probably more thought going into it than that. That's just sort of how it appears to me directly, just watching the game. I don't know. You're right. I mean, I guess that in playing around those objectives is kind of why there's still 7 or 8k gold ahead of the New Republic.
So we'll see whether or not the New Republic can turn it around. They have a pretty strong Corki. The Fizz has the damage to insta-kill Lucian. We've seen it before. They're engaging onto the tank. Is that what they want here? Botox is tanky. Solar Flare forces the flash from Last Kaiser.
Just disengage here.
So they get that crucial summoner spell that they want to re-engage, though. Poor Akimata takes a lot of damage, and Pyrrhic Shadow gets focused down immediately by Last Kaiser and team. Diamond is going to try and turret dive the Lucian, but he's just not going to be able to. And now this is a fight heavily in favor of the Season's Greeter as Tom Coles comes around, picks up Sibeli, and there are only 2 remaining members. Last Kaiser goes down again, like we've seen him go down over and over in this game, but I don't think it's going to matter.
No, it shouldn't matter.
Squiggly Lines? Oh?
I think it's probably over here. I mean, they could just run mid lane.
Oh, Tom Coles is chasing down Shinobi, who gets smited down. Goodbye, Shinobi, 143.
Yeah, that should be game. Well, I mean, I guess there's 15 seconds. I think they can.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to end this here. A couple of seconds
team
before
surrenders, so.
they responded. There comes the surrender vote. So that is the first game of this best-of-3 series taken by the Season's Greeters. It was close in kills, but the objectives told a completely different story.
Yeah, you're right. It was just about a game about